I'm here.
Ground
I'm here.
control to Major Tom. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what he does up there. He does strange things in space. What do you actually do out across it? I know the times is different up there, so like a minute to us here is like maybe a week up there. So what were you doing before you come on?
Nothing. Nothing that
Mm,
you should be
mm.
concerned about.
Zero G. Mm-hmm. Zero G, big window. I can see it right now. I can see it right now floating
It's not
about, you
advisable
know.
to go at it in zero G, otherwise the fluids would just build up on the end of it.
I always wondered what would happen if you were at it in zero G, right? And you're floating there in your bedroom, just floating about there, and the ship came to a halt. Would you like go thump against the window?
No.
Yeah. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You learn something to do. Who is all in there? We've got Stephanie. We've got Go Squad Scotland, that handsome beast with the lovely hairy beard.
How
We've
drunk are
got
you?
we've got Ken Jackson. Who else we got here, man? Who else have we got? I'm sure I've seen watch on the wall too. We've got Christine. Welcome, Christine. We have got what is it? Watcher on the wall. Welcome. See? See?
Hmm?
So how have you been anyway this week? What strange things have been happening?
Well, it seems more like a bunch of insanity involving normal people lately, man. God.
Oh, I know. I know. We just need to look what's happening around the world. But first of all, want to give a wee shout out to a couple of people. One, Pete, son of Mike the Naked Bigfoot, is off in his travels round America searching for spooky and strange things. So, Pete, stay safe out there and don't let Bigfoot do terrible things to you in the night when you're in your tent. Would you like to say anything to go?
I think Pete would actually be more
Oh,
interested in that.
I don't know. He might have his paranormal lube. You know, he might have it sitting there in the tent,
Like
ready
glow
for
in the
action.
dark,
You know,
the glow in the
aye,
dark stuff that makes it look like you
aye,
have a little rave party going on down there.
aye. So there you go. Other person I want to give a shout out tonight is Jenny from Emerald Isles Paranormal Researchers. Sadly, her dog died yesterday. Sadly, he was put down. He had cancer, and his name was
Yeah,
Zach.
I heard about
And I
that.
don't know if you've watched when you've watched the show when Jenny's been on a few times. The dog wanders about in the background, and that's the border collie.
Mm.
And poor Zach, but hopefully he's in a better place now. He's no in pain, and hopefully he stays with his mother Jenny and protects her always. You know.
Oh, I'm sure Jenny will be all right.
Yeah, yeah. So the subject tonight, Dakota, what are we talking about?
Well, you well, between everything that's been going on, we need. I think we just need to ask this from everybody. How is everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? Because is it just me, or does everybody have some sort of shit going down right now?
Everybody's got it.
You
Everybody's
know what
got
I
it.
mean?
Hmm. Hmm. Everybody's got it the new, and I don't know if it's some weird thing that's happening to everybody. There's a lot of people running about me died. As everybody knows, my mum passed away about a month ago, and I was recovering. I was recovering fine because I'd help for friends and stuff like that, and then I got her ashes in on what do you call it, on Thursday. Oh, what's that? Recovering from yep, but I am good. COVID. Oh, that's terrible. I hope you get better soon. But as I say, we got our ashes back and it sent me off again. But grief's a terrible,
Um,
terrible thing.
it
But it's
is.
not just that. There's people out there worse than me. There's people out there that's got a lot of problems. You know what I mean?
I know. And you're going into a much wider field of view. There's a lot of people, especially around my age group, who are kind of getting a wake up call behind some of their favorite kids shows. You've been seeing that stuff?
No, do
There's a
tell.
new there's a new documentary series out. I believe it's on HBO Max. That's called Quiet on Set.
Mm-hmm.
And it's talking about, kind of the darker side of kids
Mm-hmm.
TV. Some of the things,
Yeah.
the allegations that have gone down. The first one they brought up was Drake Bell.
Yeah.
You may not know it, but this
I've
might be more Rebecca's age group.
I've heard the name. I've heard the name. Yeah.
Where a casting director sedated and sexually assaulted him
That's terrible.
at the where he was at the age of 15. And let's say there's a lot of, especially after this guy was convicted, Disney Channel up and hired him for another show.
Hi. We all know that Disney. We all know the history Disney's got with kids.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, what was it you told me about actors becoming actors for Disney? They had to do something in particular. What was that?
There's there's a lot of rumors when it comes
Go-
to Disney. There's the funny thing is Disney has some of the strictest background checks when it comes to the business.
Yeah.
Apparently not. But
It's weird you mentioned this tonight because I was watching a documentary tonight about Corey Feldman. You know what I'm talking about?
another
The child actor for the 80s.
yep.
And I'm not going to say what happened or that, right? But it involved Charlie Sheen, one of them, and it
Mhm.
involved other people holding private parties. And what he told was absolutely disgraceful. What happened to him?
I
And
know.
they just covered it up. And they just covered. That's something we should try and go on the show. Actually, he does appear on shows. Corey Feldman. Maybe we'll get him
I
on.
know. There's
Yeah.
there's a lot. Everybody's thinking, oh, that just stuff's crazy. Oh, that's not actually happening. Look, this is one of those cases where so many are coming forward, and it's not like it's just a bunch of faceless people. All these cases where you do have individuals who are having allegations come up against them from people they never met.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's so much information, and all these people are providing the receipts, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Let's say like one of my favorite comedians. He's followed me for a couple years. His name is Gabriel Iglesias. He was on a Nickelodeon show in his early days.
Mm-hmm.
Wore a wig. He was telling the story that he wore a wig, went out on set, getting all excited, getting ready to shoot a show. There was a beam that was hanging fairly low,
Mm-hmm.
and because of this wig he had on, he couldn't see it. He ran full force into it to where he knocked out, had to go to the hospital. And Nickelodeon's first move was providing him papers in like non-disclosures, and you know basically saying he couldn't sue them for what had happened.
Yeah.
While he was in the hospital. Not that checking on that if he was okay, none of that. And he was fired shortly after.
Yeah. Look, this is what people don't realize. The movie industry, they don't care about their actors. They don't
No, they
care.
don't.
All they care about is the dollar signs. They make billions out of certain movies. They make hundreds of millions. I mean, if you get like Harry Potter and you get like the big movies and stuff like that, they make billions, right? You think about all the stuff they sell after the movies. They don't care about their actors. The famous actors, they care about, but the ones that are no famous now, they don't particularly care if anything happens to you.
Well, you got to take into consideration, going back to the whole Nickelodeon thing, that was the 90s. That was when Nickelodeon and Disney are practically neck and neck when it comes to their franchises. When it comes to stuff like that, you have to kind of sit back and wonder, were those shows really being targeted towards kids?
I can't watch cartoons anymore for Disney because I've got a friend. I don't know if he's watching tonight. His name's Lewis, and he showed me like some videos. Would you call them? Like if what to look out for in the Disney industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was on YouTube. You can see that stuff on YouTube. And see now, I can't watch any cartoons now because there's so much. I mean, there's so much there. It means stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
once you've seen it, you can't unsee it.
I know.
Yeah. You have
Yeah,
you heard about
it's,
the? Yeah. When you go,
have I heard about the what?
I could tell this the other day, and I don't know if it's true or no. Have you heard about kids disappearing at Disney World?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Hmm. Hmm. I found
And
that interesting.
take that into consideration to the number of pedophile rings that have been
Hmm.
caught involving Disney World employees.
Yeah.
In fact, I actually know a little something about this. Did you know that Disney actors, so we're talking about the ones that like dress up in those big
Yeah.
mascot suits, okay, part of their training for the very first day is to see if they can just be able to walk up to random kids and see if they can get the kids to engage with them.
Yeah. Is
Just random kids, just no
yeah.
costume, nothing to identify him as a Disney employee.
Yeah. I know. I seen that. I seen it. It was a program I was watching on, and it was diving deep into Disney World, and it was to do with conspiracies and
Oh no,
stuff like
I
that. And I
know a
seen
guy
that.
who used to be used to dress up as Spider Man, and that's he was telling that story. And I was just like, you seriously didn't think that was a red flag somewhere, bro? It's like I know
Yeah.
you needed a paycheck, but dude,
People don't realize that the amount of depression that the movie industry causes, mental health
oh yeah,
problems. I mean, just that Corey Feldman. I mean, going back to him again, he tried to commit suicide and stuff like that. He had real problems. He had
oh
real
yeah,
problems, and it wasn't just him. There was other child actors that it happened to. Other child actors, and these people are not even getting. They can't be touched because they're like in the elite group, you know. But
mm-hmm.
you look at what do you call it? Is it Epstein's Island?
How many of them have been there?
How many? Yeah, and how many people? This is actually really interesting. This how many people have went to that island and never returned? Quite a lot.
Exactly, exactly.
And people will be like, "Ah, oh, but if their body's buried on the island, no, their body will not be buried on the island. Their body will be in the sea, and after a certain amount of time in seawater, everything, even bones, turn to
Mm-hmm.
basically mush. There'll be
Yes,
nothing."
they say that the remains of the Titanic will be gone in the next 50 years.
Yeah, but then you'll get
Just
somebody that
as an
listens to
example.
that and leaves a comment saying, "Oh, but what about the Hoover Dam? And there's been bodies found there." Well, that's actually different. That's fresh water, and they were in barrels. The people that were found in the Hoover Dam, and the barrels kind of protected them, but the fresh water, and it was that deep and that cold that
Mm,
it spared their bones. But you've got to remember, in the sea, there's a lot of like sea plankton that eat bones and stuff like that. That's why there's no
no.
skeletons in the Titanic or any shipwrecks.
Mm-hmm.
I know divers that dive wrecks, and they've never once came across skeletons. So there you go.
No, they probably
But
were.
it's
They were just part of the dirt.
they were part of the dirt. They were part of the dirt. I know someone that dived a cruise ship, and it sunk in the 1950s, and there was something like about 100 people or something that was trapped in it when it went down. There was nothing left of them. So if you think about the Titanic that went down in 19, what is it, 1913, 1912, it went down,
No.
there's nothing there. But I mean, mental health, I mean, the world is messed up, man, the new with especially with mental health.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, everything's just going out of control. And what happened in Europe last night was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And you think of the families that have been affected. Can we mention where that was? What was Russia? What happened there was absolutely terrible. And I hope they catch them, they catch all of them. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And people will be like, "Oh, you can't say that. That's Russia. That's the enemy." No, there's humans. Yeah, I mean, you have to
Exactly.
be. Yeah, we're all the same.
Exactly. There's this, and anybody who actually pays attention to the situation, especially involving Russia, we all know that 99% of this crap that tries to put Russia and the US against each other
Mhm.
is simple propaganda. One trying to
Yeah,
outdo the other. That's it. At the end of the day, we're all still fucking humans.
yeah, yeah. And you think of all the children that were killed yesterday, the women that were killed yesterday, and the men that were killed yesterday. Their families now will have no mothers, no fathers, no sons, and no daughters,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll be grieving terribly.
Exactly.
And I went on to TikTok today. I went on TikTok all the time just to see the mad stupidness that folk post on there. And there's people there using this situation to make loads of money on, going, "Oh yes, yes, it was ISIS and it was such and such and it was all that." I know I've got I've friends that are in the CIA. See folk that do that take advantage of people that's happened to make money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's terrible. It really is.
And honestly, while I'm one for people coming out and telling their stories, their what thing about things that have been going on like that, does that actually? Here's another thing. We try to say that we're becoming a society that's a little bit more aware when it comes to like mental health, what other
Yeah,
people may be going through. Yet that shit's still going on. We're being aware for the wrong reasons.
it'll always go on. You can't stop. You can't stop people being dicks basically
Stupid.
to other people. Yeah, you can't stop that. But have you seen what's happening in Scotland in the 1st of April?
Oh, what's that?
Well, you can't insult anybody or you'll get arrested. I'm serious.
Huh?
You can't insult anyone or you'll be arrested. You can't talk about government or you'll be arrested. You can't talk about anything particular and you'll be arrested. Do you know that comedians, look it up on your phone if you're sitting there, that comedians have been advised, Jim Davison's one of them actually, that's been advised when he comes to Scotland to not to come by his lawyer or he'll get arrested in case he says in the audience, "Oh, you're quite fat," because he'll be arrested. And this is the 1st of April that comes into effect. It's basically to say that, see if you say anything online about, yeah, I shit you not. What's that?
I know
Grizz
this is not
X
a
or whatever.
what I'm not understanding you. I mean, what hasn't like what the
The
fuck?
first of I'm surprised none of you have heard this. So there's a lot of YouTubers out there. There's a lot of YouTubers out there talking about this. And the 1st of April, if I walk down the street and I go, "Good morning to you," right? If I say good morning to you, and that woman or man comes out and goes, "I've just lost my wife. I've just lost my husband. I'm reporting you to the hate crimes," you'll be arrested or fined. Yep. Yep. I know. Go and look it up. Trust me, it's real. And it happens on the 1st of April. I'm no shitting you here, by the way. This is
Okay,
totally
okay,
100% real.
okay, okay. Oh, oh,
Go
whoa,
look it
whoa,
up.
whoa. I'm looking it up right now because you're saying it starts the 1st of April on April Fool's Day.
Yes, but look, I know that I thought it was a joke at first, but no, all the big comedians in England, in America that come to Scotland have all cancelled their shows because of this. Look it up.
Holy
Yep. The police force in
ha!
Scotland will be able to arrest you for basically offending someone. So if I get into the shop and someone goes, "Oh, I need to squeeze past you," I'll say, "Are you being angry because I'm quite big?" I'll phone the police. The police will actually arrest them. They'll come out and they'll arrest them or they'll fine them. Welcome to George Orwell, 1984, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. I'm amazed that you guys didn't care about this.
Probably because
That's because
everybody's assuming it's a joke.
it's no joke.
That
It's not
because,
real,
like I
if it's
said,
real.
it's showing is on April Fool's Day of all days.
Yep. But it's no a joke, it's real. It's 100% real.
Trying to stir up hatred, blah 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 blah.
Did you ken about that watcher on the wall in the chat on Living Histories Mysteries? Good to see you, bud. It's mad. You can't offend anyone now in Scotland in the 1st of April. So if somebody offends me, I'll be able to basically say, well, take them to court and I'll get like
Okay.
compensation. But then they could do it to me. It's mad.
Oh.
I'm coming to America to
Okay.
stay. There's simple
Yeah,
Alan. It's true.
they're trying. I know. Was just reading up on it, Alan, and I would have
Yeah.
posted a link in the chat, but our Streamlabs is not letting me post to shit the chat right now, fucker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Clearly,
Fuck
that's
this.
mental. This is
But,
what we
but,
got to
but you've got to
talk.
remember, but in Scotland, all the lefties and all the mad idiots, I'll probably get arrested for that. But there's no way to probably first shits, I'll be fine. What do you call it? Are now running the government.
Clearly, now
Yeah.
now from what I've just read through, I think, and this is a stretch here. I think I can kind of understand what they're going at. They're trying to go for like people who are
Yes.
inciting riots and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But
At the same time,
this mental ass society. I know when we're talking about mental health and stuff like that, but it's where I don't even know what the fuck to say.
I know. It was actually one of Trump's kind of he comes to Scotland and stuff like that. But it was one of his friends. It was on YouTube talking about it last night, and they were also saying, what is it? They were also saying, see if someone, right, say for instance, it's April the 5th or whatever, right? See someone sends me a link, right, about Donald Trump saying the Scottish government are idiots, right? Just hypothetically say that happens, right?
Okay.
And I reposted that. I get arrested. It's also you're not allowed to offend anyone in your house. You're not allowed to offend anyone in your house or yourself. If you offend anyone on the phone or in a message or in your house, for instance, if this was live in the 1st of April, say for instance, and I went, oh, I don't like the Scottish government, they're all arseholes, I'd be eligible for arrest. Yeah. You see where this is going? And it's the dystopian future, you know? It's dystopian. That's what's happening in
We're
Scotland.
already dystopian. What are you talking about?
But it's no as use in the United States. You have no idea. Yous are so much more freer than we are. I know this has nothing to do with it, but see in the UK, we pay quite a lot in gasoline prices when we're taxed heavily here. I mean, you have no idea how much we're taxed. Do you kind of like for a gallon of gasoline here? It's what, £12? What's that? $14 for a gallon? Can you imagine paying $14 for a gallon? Do you know how much? Do you know how much of that is tax? 96% of that's tax. I was talking to my brother Drew the other night. Kenny, see him in the chat and knew it again. The Imagine. But anyway, he went to the shop. He smokes, right? If it's bad for you, ladies and gentlemen, don't smoke it. It's bad for you. You've heard the Golden Virginia. You know what I'm talking about, the rolling tobacco, right? How much do you think an ounce of that is now? Like a pouch out here.
I don't know what.
Have a guess.
I don't fucking know. I don't smoke.
And in the United States, it's maybe what, $2, $3, right? Here, it's a grand total of £32. So it's $40 98% tax. That's why you guys had a revolution, dudes.
Unfortunately, we're a
Yeah.
little too widespread right now for them to really enforce that type of shit.
But see, that's everybody will ask, what's this to do with mental health? It's different to do with mental health. You think about it.
Well, think,
You can't say a joke now in Scotland the 1st of April. You'll not be able to say a joke, right? You'll not be able to express yourself if you're a comedian. You'll not be able to do it. So hence you'll be even more depressed because you'll be living in this dystopian future where you're not allowed to do anything.
and it should just go to show how shit mental health just around the world is getting right now. Because
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm still in disbelief about that bit, man. But at the same
So
time,
hype.
comedy.
Yeah.
When it comes to comedy, that's one of the oldest, coping mechanisms in the world, pretty much.
I know. But that's what a lot of comedians are saying. They come to Scotland. There's a lot of comedians out there. They love Scotland. I was that Jim Davison that I watch. He's Scottish, right? He's got a Scottish ancestry, and he comes because he sees his fans, and his fans love him, and he talks to his fans after it, and he was saying that how they cheer them up and they get them out of depression and stuff like that. And this is where this is going. He can't come to this country now and tell a joke about anything. Like, imagine there's jokes out there if you're in the desert and an Arab can march across. You can't tell a joke like that. Can I tell a joke? Anything that offends anyone, you're not allowed to say it now. You'll get arrested or fined.
Oh no, a lot of Arab countries actually host like secret parties out in the middle of the desert to try to get away from that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And like Gabriel Iglesias, just kind of elaborate living history. I don't know him personally, but he's been following me ever since he did that scary movie, parody with Marlon Wayans. Like and he would get taken out. Obviously, it would look kind of suspicious here in Arab countries, being escorted by Lincoln Navigators to someplace out in the middle of nowhere. And he would just say that even the religious police, some of the most strictest assholes, this is their words, not mine, are even trying to have a good time.
Yeah. The Police Scotland issued a statement the other day saying, how in God's name are we meant to manage this? Every police officer in Scotland's got to go through a 2-hour course now to shows they know. I know a few police officers in Scotland, and I know about 3 police officers in Scotland and 3 police officers. Oh, there is there, son of the naked big fruit. Whoa! I would get a death penalty for that shit. I've been. What's that?
That's about Nikki Haley.
Yeah.
Pete, brother,
yeah.
Yeah.
We gave you a shout out at the start of the show. There, son of the naked big Pete. Hope you're well, bud, and be safe out there on your investigations and stuff. Need to get you on the show when you come back to tell us all about it. But that's the crazy thing. But see, that's the madness, right? Pete posts stuff on Twitter, and I find it quite interesting, the stuff that he posts on Twitter, right? About like the governments in America. See if I repost that when this comes in, I could get into trouble. I just heard somebody's voice there. Is that
2933? That was a male voice.
Yeah.
Okay, did anybody else just hear that?
I heard that too.
It was like a male
I find it
voice
strange it
saying
happens when
hello.
people come in.
That did sound like a little bit like Mike.
It did. That was interesting. That I've noticed that we only experience problems when Pete comes in. Turn up
Again, you're wanting him to get on the fucking show.
But seriously.
Yeah, Pete, Mike, some of the weird ones that we had up there.
There's some Alan, he had it too.
I was about to say, Chris Hacks. You hear that, man? I saw you were posting like little timestamps during the Rick McCallum interview, which, thank you. Kind of wish more people would do that when we have weird shit.
But can you imagine how depressed Scotland's going to be and how really depressed we're going to be after the 1st of April? We'll not be able to watch comedy. We'll not be able to say jokes. Imagine being in the pub and you say a joke to somebody and it offends someone. You'll be put on a list. Seemingly this is what they're doing. They're going to put you on a list for minor offences, but you'll not be able to travel, and you'll be against your name, which will affect things. It's mad. I'm moving to America. There's a millionaire out there. Save me.
I know, Chris. I had no problem with it. I kind of liked seeing that because we always have weird shit on the show, and people say, "Oh, we hear the voice. What we hear?" No, where'd you hear it? We don't have time to go through the whole entire thing.
Oh, what's that Pete's just put in the chat? That's really interesting what he's just put in the chat.
Resting up, my guide is coming at sunset for a night excursion into the swamp, going first to an old maroon settlement, then going in deeper looking for the bearmen. Ooh.
Pete, go and send us some pictures tonight, please. Do it through Twitter.
Are you sure you want that?
Go and send us some pictures of that.
Bearmen?
Fine. Pete will hold on sale. Send me some pictures of that, please, Pete. I would love that.
You know that's slang, right?
For what?
Big gay men.
I know. You're
wanting pictures? You want that type of pictures?
Well, Pete, I don't know if that's what it looks like. I don't know if he's into that kind of stuff. But no,
we have a pretty rough idea of what he looks like. We knew his dad.
Remember his dad talked about the bear men and the swamp.
Yeah.
That
was another. I know in some places that's another term for like Sasquatch.
Remember, Pete. If you hear something chasing after you, kick your guide and run as hard and fast as possible.
Exactly. You don't necessarily have to outrun it. You just have to outrun the person next to you.
Aye. Bear men, oh God. I can hear cats running about you.
Yeah.
I mean, I see a lot of people talking about depression all the time, especially on TikTok. I mean, there's folk on there that I just don't know about them. They're just mad. They're strange. And they're depressed because their Xbox doesn't work, or they're depressed because their telly, they can't get a certain channel. They don't know what real depression is. Yeah, I mean, I know people that are going through so much this year, terrible things this year, and it's absolutely terrible for them. It really is. What's that? Oh, here Pete said something interesting, ladies and gentlemen, in the podcast world. What? The bear men are Bigfoot-like creatures who reportedly were responsible for the disappearance of the I can't pronounce Ranook colony, which is
Roanoke.
Roanoke colony. This is my fucking. Would you go out putting on my movie voice here? Maybe somebody will want to hire me or something like that. I can escape to America. See?
No, you have one of the major studios that produces Power Rangers over in Edinburgh.
Oh my God, what's that guy just put in there? You can read that one out in a movie studio.
I'm done.
Yes.
What?
I've done my part. And you done it. Go.
Hey, no, you're the one. You're the one that's perking up at that.
See, but your door's opening. It's the spirits. They're coming.
The cats.
It's the spirits. See, that's the aliens coming again with the probes. They have to wake him up. I don't know where he was. Doing terrible things. Pete, you'll need to send him some of that lubricant that you invented.
No, we don't need it up there.
But I mean, this is something that I want to talk about today, talking about depression and mental health. What is it with Americans and drugging kids? I mean, a lot of American kids are on. I mean, what is that? I was talking to somebody about this the other day. The doctor person, actually.
Between depression meds for alleged ADHD, when majority of those kids were acting like normal fucking 5-year-olds. And stuff like that. And yeah, one of my sisters, perfect example. she was diagnosed ADHD. She had a teacher
Yeah.
that just did not like dealing with kids being, kids.
Mhm.
And she wasn't paying attention in class, blah, 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 blah. She flat out called her teacher a fucking bitch one day.
Mm.
Imagine 5 years old. But anyway. So they tried putting her on ADHD pills.
Mhm.
It basically killed her ability to, just smile, to be able to laugh, stuff like that. She was a practical zombie. I literally had to throw this child over my shoulder at one point because she got so pissed at one of our cousins, she was going to kill him with a
Yeah.
scooter.
But this is what I
But here's,
don't get.
but
See
here's
this,
the
but
thing.
this is when you go on.
With my sister, 90% of her problem was that she couldn't see. She was blind. She's still
Yeah.
legally blind.
But is your sister
We kind of
legally
figured,
blind?
yeah,
But she
her eyes are
drives.
complete shit. Well, it's been corrected since
I was
she's
about to
had
say,
glasses. But legally, she's considered to be blind.
driving down the road like that, oh, it's ceiling,
We should have figured
running pedestrians
she
over and
got.
stuff like that.
She was. I'm honestly shocked the way she drives. When she was little, I was shocked we didn't pick up that she was blind when she got hit by a car that was fucking parked.
Right. This is something that I've always wondered, right? I've never had the opportunity to ask someone, right? You've got all these ADHD, right? And autism and all this kind of stuff, right? And when did that begin? Because you didn't hear much of stuff like that in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. It was more like the 90s and the 2000s. I mean, is it something that people have been eating, like these weird E numbers or all that
I
that's
was
dated
about
to
to
them?
say. You can actually see this in a lot of the campaign behind Robert Kennedy. He makes that comparison all the time. It's like at the time when his uncle John F. Kennedy was president, and you did hear about this type of stuff
Oh yeah,
happening, but it was
yeah,
within like 1 to 5%. Now it's
yeah.
almost up to like 80% in some
See,
dynamics.
that's what I wonder, because I mean, you still had like Down syndrome and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
it was
And
still out there, but it wasn't
yeah,
as prevalent.
and people were locked up in mental asylums for having stuff wrong with them, right?
Oh yeah,
But it wasn't as prevalent. It wasn't like what it's like now, because everybody now seems to have it. Everybody I ken, somebody's got like autism or ADHD.
no,
Everybody.
now there's a couple of we actually got into a conversation about this the other day with a very dear friend of mine. She pointed out that there was a lot of they believe there's contributions from food we eat, pollution, even just the environments while the child is in utero. There's a lot of different factors that are coming into this. Now, granted, when you really think about it, ADHD, the stuff has always been around, and
Yeah.
anybody who's made a significant change in the world, and I would like to reiterate this, anybody who's made a significant change in the world, say like Elon Musk,
Yes,
perfect
he's got.
example.
Yeah.
He, he's he's
Yeah.
considered Asperger's or level
Yes.
1
Mm-hmm.
autistic, I think is the new
What's the
term
program
for
about?
it.
Yeah.
Look at all the stuff he's done.
Yeah.
Anybody
Yeah.
who's associated with any major change in human history has been believed to be neurodivergent in some manner. So it's
Yeah.
not necessarily all a bad thing. It's just how it's channeled, for lack of a better word. It's
Yeah.
the way I always
There's
see
like
it. There was another voice
that in the
there.
chat that I heard that too.
That was a woman.
That's it. It was. It's like, what's the name in the chat there? I was locked in those places many times. That's terrible. The people never went to me leave. I
Want
ended
me
up
to
taking
leave.
care of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing, and you got to remember in like the early, oh my God, in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, when you had mental health problems, they locked you away.
Oh yeah.
And
Lobotomy.
what else? I know someone that used to work at a mental hospital, and they were telling me one night about how this is going back to the the 60s, right? 60s, 70s. How they would, for people with no schizophrenia, with schizophrenia, right, which can be treated with obviously drugs and stuff, and people with ADHD and autism were getting electroshock therapy.
Hello?
Something for later. Was just getting it ready.
Right. But but they were getting electroshock therapy because they had that wrong with them, and it made them worse. It made them worse. What's that? The workers are crazy. Most of the people force their art, especially gifted and kind. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. You know, thanks, right? And I'm going to mention this. You know, you got what's their name? What are they? People, God, that I just mentioned, the Down syndrome. Down syndrome people are the most nicest people in the world. Have you ever noticed that? There's somebody, I ken of somebody that's got a Down syndrome boy. He's about 20-year-old, and he's the nicest boy I've ever met in my entire life.
You know, speaking of the whole little Scottish hate crimes law that you brought up earlier, knowing some individuals with Down syndrome myself, they're not necessarily mean, but they ain't afraid to roast you, as one would say. What would happen to them?
God knows.
Think about it. There's going to be some people who aren't going to be so ignorant they're not even going to take the Down syndrome into consideration. What's going to be to happen to them?
We just need to go back to 1939, didn't we? And 1945, didn't we? For what the Germans did to MD was different.
It's almost like they're trying to bring that back when you think about it.
Yep.
But only this time, when you really think about it, they're making the masses sedate themselves with all the same toxins that were found in the experiments the Nazis did against the public.
Yeah, you do know it was Nazis that invented fluoride.
Do you know that it was Nazis sending groups of 150 women to one of the biggest medicine manufacturers to experiment on, right?
Yeah, I know.
Bayer.
It's horrendous.
Bayer, the one that makes all these blood pressure medications, they utilize the Nazis to get human subjects for experimentation.
I know. It's horrendous. What's that in the chat there? What's that interesting there? Imagine a 6-foot
red-headed 20-year-old with the capacity of the 4-year-old. He gets mad and people start getting attacked. Yeah.
It's like that movie, innit? Sling Blade. You ever seen Sling Blade?
I don't think I have.
You ken who I'm talking about. He gets out the jail and he's in his 50s, but he's got the mental capacity of a 10-year-old.
Yeah. And over here in the States, several police departments are allegedly undergoing training for those instances where it's clearly that it's a mental health situation, not someone who it's a genuine crime. It's just someone who does not know how to handle their own mental health. But at the same time, people are trying to claim that they're being more understanding, more knowledgeable about this type of stuff. But look how quickly people turn on you. And then that's a subject we can go into tomorrow when it comes to doing like shows like this. But
look, people turn on you for just being different, right? People turn on you and say, "Oh, look at this guy, he's a complete raving idiot." Maybe I'm a complete raving idiot, but look where I am now. I've got to meet all these amazing people. You know what I mean? And look what I've done. I mean, look, you're going to always have people. You're going to have a lot of mad people out there. And I mean, I wouldn't say psychotic. I would say there's people out there that will go after you because they're that jealous of what you've earned. You know what I'm saying? But they could be going through problems too. You don't know what mental health problems they've got. They might have no money. They might be addicted. You don't know.
No, you can. I'm going to counter that. Because let's face it, these people that go online stir up trauma, drama, try to say, "Oh, it's this person doing this, not any of this." Some of you may
No,
know who we're talking about. I'm not mentioning any names because it's a very widespread problem. No one who is in a good set mindset does that.
no.
So you already know there's something wrong with them if they go to start doing that shit.
No, I just sit back and watch them. That's what I do. I don't retaliate in any way, shape, or form. I just block them and just sit and watch them. And they can do their videos and their mad talks about you and all that kind of stuff. But I just sit there and think, well, I'm the bigger person because I'm no fuck. Because that's what they're probably hoping for. You see, this is the thing. They're hoping for you to come back at them because then they can use that and act all innocent as if they're the one getting attacked and make YouTube money. I mean, you don't make much money on YouTube, but that's what they want. See, now I just sit back and watch things. I just sit back. I don't answer them back. I don't do anything. I find it quite comical.
And usually that's what drives them crazier.
That is the truth, guys. See, if you've got like a troll on YouTube, the worst thing you could do is answer them back. Right? See, if you don't answer them back and just totally ignore them, and it doesn't matter, their world will start to fall apart really quick because people will be like, well, why are you doing that to that guy when he's not really saying anything about you? He's not even coming back at you. See
But
where I'm
there's
coming
the
with that?
thing. Unfortunately, there's well documented cases where that doesn't stop it. And then you
Oh, I
got
know.
situations like doxing and people setting people's cars on fire. No, I wish I
That's
was.
just,
I wish I was exaggerating about that type of stuff,
I,
man.
I know. I know. There are people out there who get trolled. They make up fake accounts to troll
They
you.
make up fake
They,
accounts. They
yeah.
troll you. They try to report you to the feds.
Oh, I know.
I know people who have taken down communities that they built for over, I believe, like 90,000, almost to 1 million followers into some sort of like Discord community, and took it down because these people got so upset that they started stalking this person's girlfriend and called it into their university, got him kicked out of university, tried reporting him to the feds for tax evasion, all this stuff, just because he missed one scheduled stream.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, yeah. Just think in Scotland soon, for that, you'll get jail. I'm serious.
You know,
I'm
it does.
serious.
Yeah, am I going to have to start putting warning labels on the shows again because of you?
I don't know. It should be fine. It's not as if they're going to arrest you.
What could they do?
I know. They're not going to send you to jail for 100 years because you said that they're arseholes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they started doing that, they would need to do the entire population of the country. What, six and
It's
a half
kind of
million
it's
Scotch?
pretty much what they're trying to do from the looks of it.
Yeah,
God,
it's Scotch control.
y'all,
Yeah, it's
y'all,
Scotch.
y'all give the Americans crap for having more incarcerated citizens per capita, but at the same rate, why does it seem like y'all are trying to play catch up?
Look, talking about what we're going to be talking about the more, and the, would you call it, the stalkers, and the, would you call it, the trolls, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, parasocial interaction.
I'll tell you, I've seen, I know some YouTubers out there I'm friends with. I'm not going to say who they are. They're quite big channels, and they get stalked like you wouldn't believe.
Oh yeah,
With crazies out there. Look what happened to me. Look what happened to me before Christmas.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, I mean, but I don't retaliate anymore. If somebody doesn't like me, there's probably somebody on here that knows watching me and they don't like me. I'm not going to retaliate. So he's can do what he's want, but I'm not going to retaliate. Get what I mean? It's pointless. I'm a better person for it. You know? What's that? And there's that used to I'm just reading the chat there. Like, beer bottle. Yep.
That is crazy. But no,
But what?
there's just kind of, we did have kind of veer off the subject of mental health lately. It's just that right now, it seems like the world is in a position where we're starting to become more aware of what's going on. And in spite of everything that's going on, honestly, I just want to say, as chaotic as it may seem, it will be worth it in the end. But you just got to be able to stick around.
Mm-hmm. And don't do anything stupid. If you feel like he's wanting to go down that road, phone a number first. I mean, was it the Samaritans there? That I don't know if you have any in there already.
I was like, you had the Samaritans over there, but
yeah,
here we have this little QR code. You can just scan that. It has an international list of different hotlines. There's some websites on there. I'm gonna try to get on and get that updated a little bit later, but scan that with your phone. If you need help, it's out there.
Yeah.
You don't have to take on this alone. If you don't feel like you got a good friend or anybody like that you can talk to, there's people out there willing to hear you out.
Yeah. Seek help. Go to family. If you've got no family, go to friends. If you've got no friends, go to Andy, really. You know what I mean? If you're alone and you're walking about and you see like a police officer or whatever, maybe go up and talk to them. You know what I mean? Say what you're feeling like and maybe they can help you. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Don't do anything stupid though. If you're considering doing anything stupid, do not do it. Phone that number. Approach an officer of the law and tell them what you're going to feel like doing, and they'll help you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'll say
It's not worth
this.
it.
I'll say this. Those of you who followed us for a while know my story. Know that there was almost an act of divine intervention or extraterrestrial intervention, and depending on how you want to look at it, that saved me out of that point. That's been almost 16 years ago since that happened. And yes, there's been other instances. But now, I can't exactly go into full details because it's still under a microscope a bit. But had I given up, I would not have a chance to finally find the answers I was looking for. And for those of you who've been following us for a while, you know the significance of that.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, we wouldn't have an opportunity that some of you accidentally got a peek at because the damn Streamlabs was already bringing it up.
I've been looking forward to this. You were telling me about that last night. I couldn't
Yeah.
figure out what it was.
So, being that it's the end of the show, I think it's a good time to do this. We have a little bit of a surprise for y'all. Well, I have a couple different ones. So, as some of you may not know, Bonkers is actually a shareholder in a Hollywood studio. I know, terrible news to start and the show off, considering how we started it up. But anybody who's worked under this banner hasn't. There's no controversies really associated with them. They're well aware of the sickos out there and equally as disgusted. One of the business advisors happens to be former director of NSA and CIA. So if we were to fuck up, he would not be afraid to tear shit down. But anyway, as such, this studio has recently put out a brand new movie. And we have not only the trailer for this movie, for someone that we've kind of joked around about having on the show, but just haven't been able to really schedule anything proper. But as well as a special video message from the main actor. So, ladies and gentlemen.
It's an interesting phrase, go boldly. What is there to boldly go into.
You're William Shatner.
You can call me Bill. Do we ever present ourselves as we really are to somebody else? Can we be absolutely honest? As we get older, we ask ourselves questions. Do we really know each other? Do we really know ourselves? Why are we here?
Let's go get some answers.
Risk. Risk is our business.
Everything's risky, but there's something beautiful about that.
I'll face whatever you have behind those doors. And come out exactly as I went in.
I haven't changed the world. But what is a legacy are the good deeds. Go boldly. Go with courage. Go with commitment. That's what it means. And then boldly go into the next adventure. That's the story of my life. It's the search for love, symmetry, and passion. That curiosity is what keeps us alive.
The latest movie from
Good
Legion
to love
M,
what.
out now. You Can Call Me Bill, directly from William Shatner himself.
I'm going to watch that. That looks good. I like William Shatner. He's one of the greatest actors there is. I mean, he's been in everything, but he's also an awesome captain. I'm a kind of Trekkie. I'm a Trekkie.
I know. We
I'm
got
a
quite a
Bond.
few Trekkies in the audience. I thought would probably get a kick out of seeing that. It is out in theaters now. I think we have at least 235 theaters it's showing in right now. So if it's not available near where you're at, give it time. The main studio heads are working on it. But we do
I might go
also
and
have a
watch that.
special video message from Shatner himself talking a little bit
Oh.
more about the movie. And it's the part that accidentally kicked up earlier as I was trying to get everything prepared. So I know Coda's pressing the wrong buttons again.
Legion M movie fans, and I'm one as well. You know, some of my earliest memories are from watching movies in the theater. In fact, it was my love of going to the movies that inspired me to leave home and pursue my dream of becoming an actor. That's why we're releasing our new documentary exclusively in theaters on March 22nd, which just also happens to be my 93rd birthday. Please check out the trailer and then come and join us for the celebration. It's an interesting phrase.
I didn't realize I was going to play the trailer too.
I didn't think he was 93.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
he's
It's
up
good for
there,
his
man.
age. I hope he lives for it. I hope he gets out of 100. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
why.
he's. Yeah.
That's why he wanted to do the documentary. He's starting to realize, he's getting up there. He's not going to have long left. And
Oh, no,
Leonard Nimoy's really influenced it.
Oh, I know.
So, yeah.
Leonard Nimoy was an excellent actor.
So, yeah.
Excellent actor.
Some of y'all may have not known, technically, William Shatner and I are business partners.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Dakota's friends with old William.
Oh, yeah, I got friends in the Justice League and the X-Men.
Hey, Louise, good to see you. And Lawrence, good to see you. But it's, what do you call it? It's like, get them to, like, dress up as a Klingon. You come out as a Klingon.
I've been trying to get him onto the show to kind of talk about all this UFO-related stuff. He's kind of skeptical about it, but, I thought it'd be kind of fun.
I think he'll come on eventually, You it's a shame you couldn't have been in the movie, man. We could have you floating through space next to your spaceship.
Chris?
What? Are you in the movie? Yeah. What you did in the movie, like what you starring as?
It's background stuff, but I'm in the movie.
Oh, there you go. He's in the movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Coda
There you
does
go.
movies,
Yes.
not just ones he makes at home for the hub. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you very much, Chris. Is it Chris? I can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry.
Chris Hacks.
Chris Hacks. Hello, he's a good guy like you. Thank you very much.
No, he is a good guy.
You know. But on that note, we are going to retire now. He's gone back to the spaceship. I'm going to my bed. he just got a delivery for Pete's farm. What is it? Paranormal. What is it? Paranormal.
God,
lube
you're
or
going
something
on the
like that.
lube again.
Come on. It's a good job you've not had me putting on my wig. You know?
Oh, God, you're bringing out that damn thing, too.
You know, I could wear it like that. Because I think it goes with my beard. What do you think?
I think it makes it look like a hairy, mushroom.
What's this? A hairy mushroom? I've never seen a hairy mushroom. What's a hairy mushroom?
You never really paying attention to like Portobello? They got like little hairs on it. I'm
going to start a new style. All the TikTokers will be dressing up as me soon. You know.
Enough stupid shit gets
They'll be
around on
jealous.
TikTok. You know why? But hey, well, first off, we got to worry about the U.S. ban on TikTok.
Aye, when's that happening? We should talk about that.
It's
more
not.
today.
Oh yeah, that's gonna set some people off. It would kind of fit, but no, it hasn't been made fully official yet. But it's not looking good.
Well,
What
I
do
just
you
think
mean?
of all these screaming children and screaming adults that love doing TikTok.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Some of these kids will be looking like junkies because they can't get on TikTok.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a fantastic Saturday night and into Sunday morning. We will see you tomorrow. Dakota, do you have any words before we go?
No. But as Shatner says, it's time to boldly go. Elton versus William. Oh, God. Lawrence. Do you know what it took to make that little preview happen?
Hello. Damn it, Jim. We can't take it no more, Captain. The reactor core's no more heating. There you go. If movie industry's wanting a new Scotty, I'm available. Just contact my manager here.
Your manager.
He wants to play a Klingon. He can be a Klingon.
Your manager.
What?
Fuck
You get all the
you.
money. Yeah, you can. It's not as if you've got to be my sidekick, you know, like a clone. You know, grow a nice, luscious beard like this. See how thick and
No, I
soft
have
it
a
is.
small baby I'm taking care of. Not wise decision.
What? Do you have a beard?
Yeah, around a small baby? No.
Well, just tug it. Look how long it's getting. It's going away, dude.
Hey, maybe you're into that kink, but no.
Where's Pete? He's in his tent waiting for his guy to come with his
Bearman.
paranormal lube.
Yeah, he's waiting for his bearman. But anyway, we're going off on the tangent
See you
again.
soon.
So much love. Take
Bye,
care,
guys.
y'all. We'll see you soon.
I'm coming to get you all.
Chris, get their hands off me!